All righty, looks like we're going. We're cranking. We're rolling. Welcome, YouTube. What?
You like that phrase too much now. We're cranking.
How many
we're
times
going,
did I
we're
say that?
cranking. You said it last week. That's one of the podcast names, I think.
Yeah. Hey, I do see
cranking.
somebody. Yeah, so we are on YouTube now as well, but we got our Twitch perks going for, and at the end too, we'll have Twitch perks. All free troll. The biggest one is free troll coins. So jump in the Twitch chat, and we'll, like I said, rain some golden troll showers of troll coin on your face. Okay, so again, welcome YouTube. Thanks for joining us. You missed the best part of the show because we go to Twitch first, but welcome YouTube anyway. We are experimenting with content this week, and hello, Bad Medic 93. I'm not giving you free troll coin. Not today. You already got enough of it, honestly, in that Rocket League.
Yeah, I cleaned up with that for a while. I haven't played in a while. You might beat me now.
Me neither. So there's that. There is that. Anyway, content. Yeah, we're just chatting today. So Tim, how's it going?
Pretty good.
Why?
Let's see. Because I finally, I don't know. I feel I did pretty much everything I planned. I've been starting to. This was actually like the making the list is kind of a side effect, but I read. It was probably a tweet. Like I said, I get most of my stuff from Twitter about if you have, I've pretty much had this my entire life where I don't have a problem staying asleep really. It's just I kind of just lay there and think too much, and I can't really get control of my thoughts to really fall asleep. Like I've never fallen asleep like watching TV or something. Like I don't fall asleep very easily in general. But anyway,
I do. I've been there.
Yeah,
I know. I know. But I very very rarely have trouble sleeping. And even if I have trouble falling asleep, like once I'm out, I'm out. Like until like 10 a.m.
I hate people like you. I hate people like you. And then I have another friend who just can just pass out, go from talking to sleeping. But yeah. Something about writing out a notebook, or not necessarily just like a journal. Like it's probably more of a journal what I'm doing versus like a diary or something. Not that that's I don't know. Do whatever you want.
Hold on, you saying you write in a notebook to fall asleep? What?
Yeah, it's something about writing out of notes. It's supposed to help. I believe in this is a terrible description of this, but increase some kind of something GABA in your brain, which is if that's low, that's part of why you're having racing thoughts. And the idea, if you raise that, I believe it's probably has something to do with stress hormones, which I don't know enough about. I just am aware of.
Are you a stressed person?
Yes. Yeah.
Why?
No, like
about what?
Because a lot of times because I like to make up things in my head, and then I like to ignore actual problems in favor of just freaking out about things I've made up. Like I think this is like I like to kind of see myself as I can understand people when they have that like victim complex thing, because I like the idea of feel bad for like that. Like I'm very prone to like
being a victim, really?
Yeah, like almost to the like I completely understand people who do that. Like I still look down on them, but because I do that for everything, and I really dislike things that I do, especially. I found that to be true more and more every single day, is that I'm mostly just annoyed at things that I do, and it just reminds me. Like I don't consciously remember it, but I get like so angry. I'm like, you just did that.
That is one of the things I was thinking just recently. One of the things I love about your show is how self-critical you are, which obviously can be a bad thing, but it's just so real and so raw. Like it's so clear that
everybody describes me.
I mean, it is though. It's just like you're like bearing your soul, and it just feels like you're being honest about everything. You're like, yeah, like you could. A lot of people feel this way, and so do I. But it doesn't make any sense. But I still feel this way. Like that's pretty important to be cognizant of all that.
Yeah, I think people either go one of two ways. They either go that feelings are the most important things, or that feelings are completely useless. And I'm like, or at least I'm trying to have a little bit more of a I mean, just kind of accept that, like you kind of have to accept that a lot of unconscious stuff is going to influence you. I mean, I think it's kind of commendable to try to get yourself out of that. Like I remember I did one of my podcasts about like stoicism, and that was like one of the only philosophies we ever really learned in school that I really remember. I feel like we studied it a couple different times, and I'm not quite sure why that is. I think there is something of a like a no, I mean it's not something. There's definitely a big thing about stoicism, especially in like Puritans, which is like as an aside, kind of what the brand of Christianity at the school that we went to would kind of want to align themselves with. So that makes sense. Um, but yeah, I mean, I was saying I was making myself because you said raw, and then I'm looking over, I'm drinking a can of lemon lime sparkling seltzer water, and I was like, oh, okay, this is a man bearing his soul to the world. Uh, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess I appreciate that. I don't.
So what? All right, what are you stressed about?
I probably even like what I just did there, where I was like, how dare you compliment me? I almost do that too, just to have people be like, oh no, you are good. Like I've had several people in my life just be like, dude, fucking take a compliment. What is the matter with you?
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah. I've been
I'm
there
like,
too.
because part of that is I think I see that as a good thing, but I definitely like having people be like, "Oh no, don't even worry." Like I can remember crying on purpose to like make my parents feel bad at certain times. Like I'm like weirdly like a like what you would imagine like an Instagram like a 15-year-old Instagram girl like star is just like kind of like
Dramatic,
yes. Yeah, yes.
dramatic.
Yes. Yeah. No, like in private, yes. I mean, part of the podcast is doing that stuff, and then part of just like getting out of where I was in high school, where it was kind of just these. It was a group of people that I'd been with for like 12 years, so like I almost did have a chance to like make something different out of how I felt about things or what I did. So I think I kind of grew past. Not again, grew is a weirdly loaded word, but I think I got past like needing to get that attention by like invoking sadness out of people. Like that was basically what I did when I was younger, and I was like, well, I could just try to be interesting or funny, and that normally goes over better instead of like. And I've had people who knew me in high school and then later, and they're like, you always just kind of seemed angry. You just scowled and I remember I was why don't people ever talk to like not that people didn't talk to me because again it was too small, but I was like people don't care about me enough or something like that. So
Do
that's
you
like
care about you?
yes, yes,
Why?
because I have to, and I wish I didn't. No, but it's like I'm trying to think of like the best way to put.
I've got a bit
I,
of a video delay. I don't know if it shows for everyone else too, but I heard a deep outward sigh while you were chugging your drink. I was a little confused for a second there.
no, I'm just that disgusted with myself. No, I think from a practical sense, because and again I'm again like wanting to be dramatic. Uh, I'm again very prone, and I did this for a couple years whenever I first kind of got out of uh like Christianity. I wanted to have that. Oh, my life was stolen, and they're just ruining it. And I think I've talked to you. I've kind of come back to at least respecting it. Um, somewhat recently. I mean, that's been something that's happened for a while. I'm looking at a notification from Twitch about securing my
Ooh,
Twitch
Twitch.
Account. Uh,
Yeah, guys,
maybe
secure
they're
your
gonna make
stuff.
me a star. They're gonna make me a star.
Yeah, they
Uh,
are.
wait, I was talking about going out of oh yeah, just I guess that was going to go with. Damn it. Yeah. See, this is the problem. If I didn't do this, then maybe people would listen to me. But then I do this, and people are like, he's retarded. He doesn't know what's going on.
I don't know. People listen to you. So
uh,
I don't know. The reason I was asking if you're stressed is because I've been stressed lately. Like I get
well,
that thing where it's like, like multiple times per day, I just like randomly notice that my shoulders are up here, and I have to just like, whoa,
yeah,
okay, calm down, calm down. And
yeah. I mean, I think I think it's not just me. If you wanted to say something else, finish. But uh,
wait,
did you have
what's
anything
not
else?
just you?
I'm
No,
sorry.
no, not really, not
I
really.
don't think I don't think I'm really special in how I think about myself. I think that just because of the kind of change in ideas that I've had, I kind of had to I had to justify um like putting myself first, because that's what we all do, because that is something I always kind of struggled with, thinking, and like I remember having these arguments mostly just in my head. But I mean,
I
I
guess
had
it helps
another.
if I plug my computer in. It was probably on some kind of battery saver mode, and it was all laggy. Now you can see everything's moving the same speed now. All my screens and videos and whatnot.
Okay,
Sorry,
good.
we're alive now,
um
and I got something in my mouth.
what Always with these no,
Sorry.
but between I think I started hanging out with Daniel at like eighth grade or so, ninth grade
Oh,
probably.
like yeah, like hanging out. I mean, we've known each other
Yeah.
since
Yeah. Well,
kindergarten,
yeah,
but
again, that's the thing. Like going to the school, and then like I'd gone over your house a few times, but it's just like everybody was so close together. Um, but John, I've just been watching the Twitch thing, and so I'm
frig
wait,
John.
no, I mean, I between you later and then I mean, that was the thing. Him and I were always kind of the douchey, like we got off on having intellectual discussions while other people were like, "Oh, what's American Idol?" And like I had to have a realization like later. I'm like, that's fine. Like, there's nothing. You're not inherently a better person because you'd rather talk about Tool lyrics than what somebody
Yeah,
was singing on the TV.
that's a good
And
point. That's a really good point.
okay, well, hopefully, good. Because I'm thinking these things. I'm like, I don't know if this is going to make sense. Uh, but I
I
had
remember
to.
someone saying once, and I'm sure we've mentioned it on our show somewhere back in the day, but somebody said, I don't even know who or where or how, but somebody said how, like, maybe it was John, I have no idea. Somebody was saying how, you know, the people that are obsessed with American Idol or read whatever, freaking TMZ or whatever, those people, like, yeah, they're kind of out of touch with like the parts of the world, but then they're also like they the things that everyone else is in touch with are is just as obnoxious and just as dramatic and just as pointless. So it's like they kind of are opting out of the
I'm scared.
more like self. Oh, jeez. This is what happens, Tim. Sorry.
I infected him
Do
somehow.
you know where I'm going? Like if
Well,
you're obsessed
they
with
just skipped
TMZ,
the thing. There was like, I'm just gonna watch what the radio has. Like, I'm just gonna listen to what the radio has, and even if we don't use the
yeah,
radio, like there's no glory in having a different opinion. It's just like, but like having a contrary opinion. I think that's the difference. Like, it's just, I mean, not that it's not even easier, but it's more likely that you're gonna like the popular thing. That's why it's like it's just popular. So if if you go to a city, like I didn't, because there were so many people in one space, I wasn't like super tight, as I never would have said that before, but I wasn't really close with anybody. Not that many people. I mean, I wasn't like going over their house all the time, so I didn't have like 10 different friends. So it was mostly just like up until like I broke my leg in ninth grade. I had never listened to a CD besides Led Zeppelin and Rush up until then because I just listened to it because I didn't care about music. I went through stages where I just like take an
Okay.
old CD player and just listen to music. But
So
John, sorry.
yeah, John got me into music too. I'll give him that.
Yeah, but
Let's
that was why I was into that stuff versus if I had like 10 people and I was just at a party or something. It was, oh, what is this? This is Post Malone now. Like,
all right, so here's my follow-up question to that entire convoluted discussion we just had. If we're having this discussion about like, oh, you know, you should people that watch American Idol might not be that obnoxious, or you know, people that love music and you love philosophy and read frickin' whoever philosophy books, people that say books are got to read 3 a day or whatever, or
book
you
is
know,
always
and
better than the movie.
or yeah, exactly. If we're having this kind of discussion, the logical like main question is, what then, if we're arguing about what's a valuable thing to be interested in, whether you should opt into pop culture, whether you should opt into politics or out of either of those or anything else, the main logical follow-up question is simple. What do you think people should be focused on, or what should they opt into? How should they go about their every day if all of these things have their pros and cons? Like, what's the one that you think everyone should do?
What's my argument? Like, I'm just going to do the annoying thing for the sake of the podcast and be like, well, do you like, what is it? Is it the best thing for you to feel good about yourself? Is it the best thing to succeed? Because I do have somewhat different answers because I'm a very cynical person, but it's also because it's
The
like,
best
it's,
thing, shoot, gosh darn it, why do
I'll
I
just,
have to answer this?
do
The
you want me to just
best
give both?
thing, the best thing. How about the best thing for? That's such a freaking good question. Like, is it the best thing for humanity? The best thing for you? The best thing for you today? The best thing for you 20 years from now? I
I
don't
don't have that
know.
many answers.
Just the best thing, whatever you think is the best thing, Tim. Like, what you tell
Yeah.
me what the
Okay.
best thing is.
Probably what I would say the best thing is, and this is mostly um a case of like it's always greener on the other side, where I would say the best thing is just to kind of, I mean, if you feel like having a differing opinion, if you feel like listening to different things, I mean, you don't have to hide it, but there's not really any point to, and I mean, this changes depending on if it's music. Like, you don't have to hide the fact that you listen to death metal or something like
Yeah, you
that. But
do.
if you're, I mean, maybe people are being oppressed out in the streets. You like Slayer, you're a piece of shit. You like the Black Dahlia murder. They encourage Satan. Like, if everybody just took death metal lyrics like they take rap lyrics, which that might be an aside thing we have to talk. But do you hear about the guy who's getting deported? Probably.
I
Yeah.
like briefly. I don't know who it is or what
Dude, I
happened, but
grew up young and I had a hard life. And I was, oh, hey, babe, I'm pip pip cheerio. Sorry, I'm gonna get killed because of that.
what did
Hopefully
he
not.
just like? He just like claimed. I
I
heard
mean,
like one
technically, I
sentence
think
about it.
technically he came over when he was a kid from the UK, but I think I don't know. Like, I don't really know what the issue. Like, I think he's just been charged with things, so they're like, okay, leave. Like, I think I don't know. I mean, he's in the
Got it.
news enough that he's open enough. I don't know. Um, okay, best thing again, just like if you're someplace where like there's no need to stir up serious trouble. So like again, if it's like something like death metal and say somebody gets in your car, you're driving a bunch of people someplace, maybe from your work, and it either goes to that on Spotify or you intentionally play that and be like, this is terrible. Just be like, I don't know, fuck you. You have to get class. Like, if you can be
So you're saying keep
contrary with a
playing it?
joke. If you're going to be contrary, it has to be in a joke. Nobody will accept contrarian behavior anymore unless it's in the form of a joke. And
Okay.
it depends
All
on what
right.
it is. Like, people have no tolerance on any side for someone having a different opinion or a different practice. They're just like, nope, you're an awful person, and I'm not going to deal with you because I don't have to. And we've kind of gotten rid of the need to just deal with the people around you. But if it's something like politics, depending on where you are, I would say just don't bring it up. Don't bring up religion. Don't bring up.
Well, okay.
Again, it's from me. Like,
yeah, those are all fair points. My
in a business setting, I
yeah.
didn't make that caveat because I'm also just not in the corporate world at all, and part of that is just me being lazy. Part of that is just me being like, I would kill myself within 2
I
days of
I did
working
see.
there.
I saw in
Like,
Stack Overflow today. You know what Stack Overflow is?
no,
It's kind of like a forum. It's mostly for, or it like started out for developers. Like you would ask a question like, how do I program this in JavaScript, or like, how does a variable work in PHP or whatever? Or obviously your question should be more specific than that. But that's how it started out. And then they expanded just into all kinds of categories. Like, I don't even know. Like, all right, let's just do it. Why not? Let's pull up
what did you
Stack
call it?
Overflow.
Stack Overflow.
Yeah, so I'm trying to find a list of their. Okay, well, here's some of their hot questions. I don't know what categories these are, but oh yeah, okay. So there's mathematics, there's science fiction and fantasy, there is space exploration. Like these are all their categories,
Yeah.
and you can just ask questions. So here's some of their hot questions. Like for mathematics, somebody asks a question about the probability of rolling dice. For the fantasy and science fiction, somebody asks a question about George R.R. Martin. Has he ever officially stated that the shape of Westeros was based on the United Kingdom? Or for the space exploration one, it's how do astronauts keep their devices dry, and on and on and on. So actually, now that we're in the middle of this, this would make a great episode to scroll through some of these questions. But the one that I saw earlier today was on, I don't know, like business or relationships or something. And it was like, so my boss, like, he's like, how do I beat my boss at golf without being
Yeah.
too mean about it?
Just don't. What do you like?
Yeah.
What?
He
Yeah.
was like going on about how he like a few years ago he played golf and he beat one of his coworkers, and now that coworker will never talk to him. And he's like, now my boss wants to play golf, and I'm afraid I'm going to crush him, and he'll like fire me or something. It's like he's like, my boss is overweight and has a terrible swing, and I'm just going to destroy him. It's like,
Yeah, no, just throw the game. Like, I do not like have as much pride as you want whenever you can control, but there is no there's no dishonor in groveling whenever it suits you. Like that's how we've picked ourselves out of just huts. Like that's how we've created society, is just tricking people into think that we're supporting them. That but yeah, just don't do that. Also in any kind of like, I mean, relationships in general, unless it's with like very close friends, you don't. There's no need. I actually have started just getting angry when people who like don't know me, that they just start bringing. I'm like, dude, I don't want to talk to you about Trump or whatever it is. Like, you're not gonna like, regardless of what you believe, you're not gonna like what I say. Like there's no way it's going to fit in with
yeah,
that. Like, and again, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you want to like a business thing, there's no need to say most of the things that I've said on this podcast.
yeah,
Because
exactly.
it's just weird. Because it's just like, well, why do you care that much? And it's like,
Right.
well, there's reasons.
Yeah.
Not all of them good.
Yeah, I was thinking just that as you were saying all that. Like, I do tend to, for better or worse, it's got its drawbacks, but I do tend to not like get into it with my coworkers. Like, it's just not worth it. No one ever changes their mind. Like, I'm not going to argue with you.
No, it's just like okay, yeah. I'm
Great.
sure that us having this 2-minute conversation is gonna blow your mind. Be like, oh, you're right, Daniel. Taxation is theft. That's amazing. That's great.
Exactly. Exactly. So yeah, yeah. So anyway, that was just me. That random question. I was reminded of that question because of it was this person trying to decide like they like wanted to show up their boss, but like wanted to keep their job, and he was probably mostly just bragging, honestly, on the internet. Thought he was
Dude,
like
I'm
the
really
greatest
good at
golf player
golf.
ever.
I
Yeah,
crush it at golf, bro.
but I was just reminded of that because it's similar, like you said, all about the business setting and like when do you argue about stuff or when don't you argue about stuff. But I do think also now that I clicked on this site and we should seriously do an episode just like clicking around Stack Overflow, like please help me with 11.5 font size. Like what the heck?
How do I store a 2D array into a hash map?
How do I set font size to 11.5? 12 is too large and 11 is too small. Oh,
Where there was
geez.
a Roblox one. It was like this explosion isn't happening the correct way.
So, a book about anarchy and 3D printing. I really need a book. I read a book that was fairly new a few years back on Kindle, but I never remember the names of books, so I can't remember it. So I thought I'd ask Stack Exchange.
Get your Kindle, you lazy piece of shit.
The book followed a group of people living in the woods who have effectively dropped out of society. Society has become largely driven by intellectual property rights, and there's a collective of people who are, it goes on and on, it's paragraphs. And someone says, after all, it's probably the same guy answering his own question. Yeah, it is. He says, after all you lovely folks helped me, I found out that the author was, in fact, Cory Doctorow. And the novel is Makers. Not Makers, but Walk Away. There you go. Walk Away, kids. Go find it.
I thought it was
Yeah.
gonna be Larkin Rose or something. Do you remember him at all?
Whoa.
Jeez. Are you okay?
Did you hear that?
Yeah, was that a gunshot?
No. Just a picture just fell off my wall. I'm
So there was
shouting too much over here.
Yeah,
Whew,
apparently.
gotta chill me out.
Yeah, no, I saw that. I was like, is that outside?
Yeah.
No.
No, we've joked about this for as long as we've had the show, Tim, how you've read all the classic, you know, all the classic books or authors or I don't even know, like who am I thinking of? Freaking
I mean,
economic books, Bastiat, whoever else. You've read all those. I never have.
I think I just screamed in the microphone. I was about to be like, well, this is pushing a little bit far because I've taken now about 5 years to read the Brothers Karamazov. And the Kindle is nice because it likes to it shows you how little progress you're making, and you press the page button, and it takes like 27 of those presses to get up 1% in that book. I've been on 99% for 3 months now because the epilogue is another, I don't know how many actual pages, but it's taking, the epilogue happens before any resolution happens in the Brothers Karamazov.
Okay.
There's a trial at the
fiction,
end,
right?
Yes. Yeah. Well,
okay.
Yes. I was just saying because you said something about the classics and then you ran away from me.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh, classics. And I was like, that's,
I don't know. Like, have you ever read Ayn Rand?
No, I haven't. I think somebody, I think I might have an Audible version of that. Maybe that I could get. I listened to like, what's the one? Not Atlas Shrugged, but maybe it is Atlas Shrugged. It's a giant book, but it probably is Atlas Shrugged.
One, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, those books aren't bad, but they're the kind of the same thing with like George Orwell, where it's like this is just so political. Like no, not George, but kind of in that style where it's more like technical. It's like Tom Clancy's type writing, or like what you think of with like legal fiction, like this kind of stuff that Zach probably reads, like the legal thrillers, where you're almost kind of just like typing out you're kind of just forcing out words. There's not as much. But again, this is another conversation where it's like, well, I like better books than other people, so
yeah, I was just
but yeah,
saying, like, you've read way more of that stuff than I have.
Yeah,
like, I talk about it, but I've never read it.
I have. Never mind. I actually, one of the best places, if anybody is interested in that stuff, is just going to the Mises
Oh yeah,
website,
Mises,
because they have it
exactly.
all
Yeah.
for free.
Right.
There's a bunch of audiobooks,
Actually,
but then you can get Kindle, you can get all the different files. They give that all out for free. You just donate. Unfortunately, my End the Fed mug was broken by a roommate I should have killed him, but I restrained I practiced the NAP. Unlike how everybody thinks libertarians are going to be with the meat, like somebody steps on your lawn, you just shoot a nuke at them.
No, you don't even need to shoot them. Your mines are going to blow them up automatically.
Yeah, exactly. I don't have to shoot them. My claymores are rigged for that.
I don't even need to watch my borders. That's what my claymores are for. What do you mean build a wall? How about build the claymores?
That bang was Daniel's claymore going off and just incinerating an intruder.
This toddler just accidentally his football came over here. He's gone.
Mama ball. And I was like, get off.
Goodbye.
Get off the property. This is trespassing. I paid off the private cops. I'm fine. I'm allowed to do this. Everybody will still do business with me. Ha ha.
Everyone will just start like sending their dogs ahead of them everywhere they go, just in case.
No, that's terrible. Everybody loves their puppers and their doggeroonies and their pupperinos.
So I did neglect the YouTube chat for a few minutes here, and apparently there's a bit going on. We do have NY Cartoons. Welcome to the jungle, dude.
No.
But also before that, even we have a guy named Bloom Games, and he says, "quote Hitler did nothing wrong." So there is that.
I was loading the page, and I was like, "Oh, maybe it'll be like, hey, NY, I really like your cartoons." So now, is this the fascist bot to counter the?
No, I don't.
Can we please get the communist bot in the chat now, and you both can just kill each other like Antifa and the Unite the Right do, or the Proud Boys, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know who this is or why he thinks we care about Hitler, but welcome, Bloom Games. We are. What's the word? We
can't welcome him,
Daniel.
Here. We can't welcome. We have to kick you out, sir.
Tim, you have to be tolerant.
And no, everybody needs to vote now so that we can kill him. We're going to make this civilized and be a democracy here, guys.
We also have Mac Profits in the chat, and he says, "Hey guys, best coin to buy on the dip." My easy answer for me. I'm just getting Bitcoin. I'm not actually. I wish I was buying, but if I was, yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna. Listen, we've said this for years now. I don't have time to keep up with all these coins. Just give me Bitcoin and I'm happy. And I'm not going to go into any more details. That's my attitude. I know everyone likes to argue and disagree, and that's fine. Do it, please. Tweet me, comment, jump in the chat, whatever. But I don't have time. I don't have time to follow all these coins and read their white papers. Just give me Bitcoin and I'm.
What about black papers, Daniel? Why are you Why are you being exclusionary?
Exactly. If I don't have time for white papers, how the heck am I going to make time for black papers?
I should make a coin. Just send out a paper that's just like it's not blank. It's just completely covered in ink. No. Wait, what was I going to say? You said never mind. Oh, best coin. Yeah, no, Daniel apparently is forgetting who brought us to Twitch, and I would say definitely the best coin is TrollCoin.
That's a
Throw it
really
all in there.
Yeah, reminder, for all you guys at YouTube, if you want to, I dropped a link in the YouTube chat. If you want to jump in the Twitch chat, drop a follow, whatever, we'll throw you some TrollCoin. And that's a good point, Tim. I'm not really buying. I wish I could, but if I was, yeah, sure, I'll grab a couple million TrollCoin. Why not? And maybe one day.
Just ride that into the sunset.
What was I going to say? Something about YouTube. Oh, there's NY again. Bitcoin oh, yeah, that's what I was going to say. I just said a minute ago, like, hey, I'm comfortable with Bitcoin. And that's a serious problem because part of the reason people made money off of Bitcoin was because they took the risk. They stepped out of their comfort zone and took the risk with Bitcoin. It was not comfortable. It was a huge risk. So I have to come to terms with the fact that, yeah, there are risks out there that I'm missing out on. There are coins that are going to take off. You're right. So please argue about it, read the white papers, tweet about it, FUD about it, whatever. I'm not saying that Bitcoin is the best, the be all end all. All I'm saying is I don't have time to keep up with anything else. So yes, for in this situation, I'm going to stop taking risks. I'm just going to be comfortable. Yes, I'm not. I probably won't make as much money as some people. Dead right. I don't have time to deal with that. Call me crazy, but I mean, except TrollCoin. I seriously would buy TrollCoin because why not? Not investment advice. Anything else, Tim? Any other coins you'd buy on the dip? Would you buy Bitcoin if you could? I don't know if you can. I'm not saying you're poor. I'm just asking.
Well, now I feel attacked. No, I mean, I wouldn't. I don't. Again, I don't pay enough attention to that. That was one thing that definitely helped, was getting rid of the Bitcoin paranoid a little bit. Besides the notes, now I just write the Bitcoin price in the notebook every night. I go, oh, what's it going to be in the morning? No, I don't do that. But yeah, I don't really. I have no idea which ones are down. I imagine most any of them, if you like, it doesn't, whatever, if you're going to put some money into it, put the stuff, like, triage it. Like, you have $1,000 that you don't care if you lose. Do you have another 500 that you might care if you lose, but not really? Throw that into Bitcoin, or throw 1,000 into Bitcoin and throw 500 into a whatever, or a couple whatevers, just to, like, as the market goes up, then all of them should go up, and then you have to deal with trying to sell those back then, and then you have to deal with, I think some guy just running. What did he run? What did that guy run?
Oh yeah, some exchange, a Canadian Bitcoin exchange.
Oh, of course, Canadians.
Yeah,
that's the only thing we will not tolerate in this show is Canadians.
How far did you get in that story? Did you get to the part where, like, the place he died was a place that's known for faking your death?
Yeah, no, I've gotten nowhere in this story because I haven't read. I've only looked at my Google alerts, and they've told me that yes, 1, he apparently died, and then 2 days later, 2, yes, he died in a place known for having a fake death mafia, and that is the kind of rich that I aspire to be one day.
Well, that's the thing, though. I read in one of the stories, like, you don't even have to be rich. It's like a couple grand.
Yeah, no, but I want to have enough money in that isn't mine, in my possession, where I can go, ooh, maybe I could. But remind me, there's a new kind of cruise being offered down on the Cape of Africa. So remind me about that.
What? Okay.
Well, yeah, separate, because I didn't know if you were going to read something about this guy.
No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't feel like diving into the story, but that did happen, and it was kind of funny, and we'll see if he turns up anywhere.
Yeah, no, maybe, yeah. Does he have a wife? Did BitConnect's guy, or Bitcoin, did his wife ever show up?
I have no idea.
I completely forgot about that.
I doubt it. I bet we would have heard.
I feel bad now. I completely forgot.
No, you don't.
No,
he did, though. Somebody was saying how this guy. Okay, just a summary in case I didn't touch all the points. In case I was just assuming that Tim and I knew the story and not explaining it for anyone else out there. A Canadian Bitcoin exchange owner. Apparently, he was the only person with the keys to their wallets, like something like $200 million or something, and he died. And so now the money is inaccessible because this is the only guy that had the keys. Unless, is he really dead? And that's the summary. I did, though, read also, not about his wife, but he left, like, somehow like $100,000 fund to make sure his dogs were taken care of. So that's part of how somebody was like, this doesn't really add up.
So
yeah. All right. So what about this cruise?
There's I'm trying to find it again. It was someplace on Twitter, and I didn't favorite it because I don't know. But it's a new cruise they're offering. It's you can either get a 7 or 14 day where you then buy also a room and then select a arsenal package and go hunt pirates. And you can do this with flamethrowers, machine guns, and desert eagles. And that again is I only bring that up as another example of the kind of rich that I want to be.
So are we talking like real pirates, like
Yeah,
ships
because
that?
they leave from like a couple different places. One of them's in the United Arab Emirates, but because of all the pirates down there, they're like, "Fuck it!" Like, yeah, go. Like people. I guess the governments will pay people. So this is like a firm has started a sea hunt. I think they're called Sea Hunting LLC cruise, and they charge it like that. You can get a flamethrower. You need a 3 day certification testing and training though before you can use the flamethrower. But hey, if you're gonna go hunt pirates, why not? And you can also get I guess they allow you to use a bow and arrow. I'm assuming the rest of the ship then has like 50 caliber machine. Oh, you also can get a package with a 50 cal sniper rifle. But I'm assuming the rest of the boat has like 50 caliber machine guns that if everybody misses, the pirates then don't come and kill you, but maybe not. That would be more exciting, probably.
Yeah. Well, you going? I mean,
I'm
it's no different.
like
It's no
I'm
different
considering
than.
it a little bit too much as far as like how much it would be, and just be like, I killed pirate. But again, that maybe that's just an outcry for attention, like crying to my parents. Oh, also I die. I would die because just I've fallen in stupid ways, and I'm just like I would definitely shoot over, trip, and then just fall in front of everybody, and I would get shot so quickly. I've also had. Have you had a lot of dreams where you've been shot? I know it's a random question.
I think I had a dream where I shot myself once.
That was real life, Daniel. This is hell. Cause I've like I've had a lot of dreams where I have been shot, but I've also had a lot of dreams where I've thought I was gonna get shot, and just like the feeling of like just I felt like I like wanted to jump out of my skin. Like it's a feeling that's occurred multiple different times. So I feel like it would go badly for me. I don't have much hope in that situation. I hear that that's not the way you live. The samurai say different. Um, but yeah, no, I mean, I think Daniel should go. I think Daniel needs to prove himself as a man. I got punched in the face to prove I was a man. Um, I think Daniel needs to prove. I'm making too much noise right now.
Yeah, I don't know. Are you? I don't get. Is it like? Are you supposed to be scared on this trip, or are you just supposed to be so dominant that it is all just fun, or are you supposed to be
I
like at risk?
I'm sure it's a mixture because I think a lot of the stuff down there is kind of like how we would be like 50 years ago um as far as like safety standards, but then also mix in like like just having an AK-47 in your house is kind of just like a status symbol over there. Like just everybody does. Because I mean it's still it's a less developed country, so the political isn't as stable, so people are like, I'm gonna have a rifle. So then you put that in lax standards. Like people are like, hey, if you want to, it's probably not people like you or me going and doing this. Um, I don't know exactly who would be it. Well, it's probably actually, yeah, I don't know. I have no idea who this is geared to because I haven't seen an advertisement. I've just seen somebody tweet about it. Maybe
Yeah,
seeing
I
an
don't
ad,
know.
like if it was like rap music and like close up shots and like action movie explosion, I'd be like, oh, this is for
Or
frat guys.
yeah,
Uh, Dude,
or
let's go
I
kill
could
some
see
pirates.
the way you're describing it. It sounds like it's more for fun, more for either rich people or like frat boys, whatever. Or a more realistic way that I could kind of see better would be if it was for like if it was like some sort of certification for like a police academy, like you have to go on this trip and you pay for it, and once you complete it, you get some sort of certification.
Huh.
Like I could see,
Yeah.
as weird as it sounds, I could see that being a thing where
The thing is, they do have, besides the different, like the packages are called like Mercenary Madness. That's the one that has
yeah,
the
okay.
50 caliber sniper rifle, a AR-15, and a 18 karat gold plated Desert Eagle. And you can either get a basic stay or you can get the Hemingway suites, which I'm pretty sure Hemingway, he didn't write the most dangerous game, but he talked a lot. Oh man, hunting man can't ever hunt anything, blah, 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 like that. So that kind of I think it is probably like rich 40-year-old dudes who fire guns, and like having a sniper rifle, you're not going to be that close. Like these guys on this boat are going to have machetes and an AK-47 that has the stock from a shotgun on it. So you're probably going to be okay. But yeah, there's going to be a little bit. I'm sure the whole ship has like bulletproof stuff up on the top, so you can just hide behind the thing. And that's the thing. Like I said, the boat probably has some kind of a heavy machine gun. If it's like all of a sudden they just get like 10 pirate ships. Although that,
yeah.
I mean, that'd be cool too. Just
we do have some fresh chat from NY Cartoons. He says, I'm all on board with this trip. However, I want all 3 weapons, brother. Boom,
I'll stand there
boom,
and watch.
boom.
That's fine with me. I'm completely fine with being voyeuristic with violence. I don't need to have the feeling of killing me. I'll watch you. Well, I do kind of want, okay, you do that. I kind of still want the gold-plated Desert Eagle just to fire from like a mile away. But I'll take the flamethrower. Or it was mentioned in the tweet also that you could just, like I said, you could go just as a purist, you could just take a bow and arrow, which that was where I was like, that's going to start to probably become a problem. I'm not sure how that's really going to work.
And you're
And yeah,
dead.
no, I don't think it did say how the Canadian dude died.
It
I
was
didn't see
Crohn's
anything of these.
disease,
Oh, okay, maybe.
theoretically.
Wait, really? I don't think you
Yeah,
die suddenly from that.
right. No, I don't
That's
think
real
so
weird.
either. I guess the idea was that he's had it for a while, and that's where it finally got to him. I don't know.
Maybe, yeah.
Apparently, it was also a philanthropic, philanthropic,
Philanthropic.
yeah, philanthropic. Gosh darn it! Trip to India. Apparently, he was supposed to be working at an orphanage or something in India, and that's where he died. So, but his dogs are taken care of, so it's fine.
The Indian mafia.
Yeah, apparently. Also, he says, NY Cartoons, he says, no, oh, he was the one asking how the Canadian dude died. And he also says, no, same here, no time for other coins or interest. Man, I miss the good old days, taking risks, watching Bitcoin go up and up and up and up and up and up. Like, I miss those days. Maybe they're gone. Maybe Bitcoin will never explode again. But I've said this on the show countless times. I do not have the emotional stamina to make more guesses and take more risks like that. Not much, anyway. I mean, here and there, like, oh, here, let's buy some coin because sure. I've done it and I've regretted it. So there is that. I mean, yeah. So I don't have the emotional stamina to research much. Maybe now and then on a whim, I'll see a coin that, oh, cool. Let's try it out. That's about it these days. So call me lame, but I had fun with Bitcoin. It was a great risk. It worked out for me, and I need a breather.
That was
Like
in my younger
like
days. I don't
like a
feel like
50-year breather.
I can't keep up anymore. I don't have it in me anymore. I think my no.
I'll be
I mean I get
75, living on Mars. Like, yeah, Martian coin, it's the one.
Mars.
I'm ready to take another risk.
Oh,
We'll see.
well,
We'll see.
that's good. What Daniel will be all just
Would you go to
out
Mars?
on?
Would you go to Mars?
Yeah,
Why?
probably. They probably mostly because they probably wouldn't want me because my eyes. But
You would
just
go
like,
because they wouldn't want you to go?
well, I mean that was mostly the joke because I'm super witty, you know. No, I would go because it's like that is like everybody. I want to go on an adventure. I like adventures. Like, well, like shoot me into space. Let's see what like that. that
so for
is.
you, if
I'm
you
still
if I,
young.
if,
Yeah. What?
okay, Tim, I'm the job interviewer,
Uh-oh.
and
The
you're
job
for
interview.
the trip to Mars, and you're sending me your application and deciding what to write under the heading, like, why should I pick you for this incredibly, like, first, or like even like the first like 100 trips to Mars? Like, that's a big deal. And so the question is, why should I pick you for this extremely important trip to Mars? And and yeah, how are you selling me for real? Like, I'm joking, but like seriously, like what would you say if you were filling out this application?
Well, sir, I am a semi well adjusted, socially ept. Ept, is that inept? See, I'm already messing this up. See, because I'm showing you I'm
I
witty,
am
and
ept. That
I
is
am
good.
ept.
That's
I am
hilarious.
socially ept,
That
partially.
seriously, that belongs, like, that should be a Netflix special tagline. I
Socially
am
ept.
ept.
I'm ept. I'm ept. That sounds
That-
like you got molested by Jeffrey Epstein. I got ept. No. Um. Uh. See, this is also you need to build up banter with the guy you're interviewing. It's kind of like a date. Whenever you're trying to get a job, you want to seduce the interviewer and like kind of lull them into a false sense of security. But then I was also
Mostly,
say,
I
sir,
think your best reasoning is you have nothing to live for.
I mean that
Ooh.
not to the business though. Not to, I can't go. I have nothing to live for because he's like this dude's going to try to fly the thing into the sun. No, I'd be, sir. I am a workhorse. I come from a genealogy of basically slaves from Eastern Europe, and then a mixture
Whoa,
of
whoa! I don't think you're allowed to say that.
what? No, I'm allowed to say that. I'm
You're
not.
totally white, Tim.
What?
Wait, has no one told you?
What? I am shit. Shit. No, no.
Tim's over here complaining about his slave
Oh
ancestors.
no. I'm saying I'm somewhat built for it. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm because Slav. The word is fucking Slav. Like that's. I mean, they're the garbage people that the Chinese took. Like my role is a subservient person. I've been trying to fight that my whole life. But I am that. I've always wanted to just live, and I'll just because I'm kind of scared by like social, like, or I have been more so, but like scared by social interaction. See, this is the part where I really open up to him and make him think that I'm a real person. I don't like the idea of climbing the social ladder anymore, and I want to go to a new planet where I can live purely again, like our ancestors did, where the daily struggle for survival was simple enough and took time. I want to sleep the sleep of an honest man and a settler, and I
So
don't want to live past 40. That's the
I
clincher.
I'm ready to die. I think your first joke about, like, oh, I want to go on an adventure, and you were criticizing that, and I would agree with that. Like, if I'm interviewing people to go to Mars, I don't give a crap how much you want to go on an adventure. I need someone who is competent and
Yes.
committed. Yeah, I don't give a crap
That's the
about your
problem with
adventure
me.
stories.
I'd be like,
So
I
I
can
would agree
haul
with that.
water and not breathe a little bit because I'm kind of short, but so that actually I would have a point there because I'm like I am like like I'm basically average height, so you don't have to build anything bigger than me. You can throw me in a little cabin. I'm not some lanky fuck like Daniel who's over here just flaunting how tall he is to everybody with his camera angle where he's like, you have to look up to me like everybody does. This is my best angle.
I I would also agree with your. Well, at first I would have said, like, oh, if you have nothing to live for, you, that's great. You know, go for it. Then you're on this. But you kind of corrected me, and I think you're right. Like, that also means nothing to the job interviewer. I don't care what you have to live for. In fact, you better have something to live for because I need you alive for this trip. So if you have nothing to live for, you're just a risk. You're just dead weight for me.
How about you go die outside of this company before you drag everything down?
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I'll have an existential crisis halfway. I'll rig everything so I wake up earlier than everybody. I'll be like, guys, we have to just end it. Humanity isn't supposed to play God. We're gonna die. No.
Yeah. So that brings me to, like, what might be the most important thing, but the hardest thing to really nail down, which would be just plain old mental stability. So yes, you need some physical competency, some, you need to understand, just you need to be a reasonable human being with some physical abilities. But beyond that, if you're going to travel for years in a spaceship, an extremely small community, and deal with conflict and where there's no way to get away from it because your entire world is suddenly permanently like 100 yards by 100 yards or however big a spaceship might be. Like, if you're emotional and mental stability is going to be incredibly important in that kind of a situation. The problem is, I don't know of any reliable way to actually measure that, because a lot of times the people who appear the most stable are the people who blow up all the more. I don't know. What do you think, Tim?
They could be, or it's like a narcissist or a sociopath who just knows how to act in public. Although I think that's most successful people is like just kind of working behind. But I don't know if you're going to make this point. I think also going back to the interview, I am specifically made for this because I did go through 12 years in the same school. And if you does everybody,
it was about 100 yards by 100 yards.
Yeah, and it's the exact same. Does anybody know, like, from there's either tabletop games or video games in any kind of a Lovecraftian or some horror games? There's always a sanity meter if it gets too high because you look at things or you hear things. My insanity meter has so much length because I've sat in a classroom in 11th grade and a girl has asked if circumcision involved removing part of the big toe, and if like I had to sit there and not just scream in agony and just terror. And I think that makes me completely, like, as long as you're not putting me on here with a bunch of other people, they're going to be like, oh, so when did you figure out that babies were actually from people? I think I'll be pretty good.
I mean, I know you're joking, but that would seriously mean something to me when I'm thinking about emotional stability, trying to find someone who can deal with that kind of crap. Like, yeah, like it's no guarantee that you're going to be able to survive this trip, but it's a lot better than a lot of other people's experience when you have that, close quarters, weird people, weird conflicts, weird authority figures. If you can deal with that for decades growing up, like, again, no guarantee. Like I said, I don't know of any reliable way to measure this, so it's no guarantee by any stretch. But it's gonna make me think, like, hey, this guy might be the best we got, or not the best we got, but this story, this experience seems more meaningful than this other guy who went through Marine boot camp and has divorced 12 times.
Are you saying that I'm braver than a Marine? Thank you, Daniel.
Yeah,
that's all I've ever wanted anybody to say. It's somebody tweeted something about, like, somebody being braver than. They're amazing.
Yeah, so I think mostly when I say I don't know of any reliable way, honestly, what I'm saying there is, I think just about anyone that gets put on a spaceship for 10 years, and even if they made it there and landed, even then there's all the extra challenges and building the community and whatnot. What I'm saying is, I think pretty much anyone on Earth is going to have some huge issues doing that. Yeah. Like, no matter who you pick, you're going to have some serious issues. And the only solution then is to just try again until it works. Yeah, I mean, that's how they got to America, right?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Same thing with that. It was like, you're not going to get the people that are having a kick-ass life on Earth. Like the guy's like, no, I really want to go hoe potatoes into, like, molten rock that we've brought like cow manure for. We have animals just to use their shit. That is the life I want to live again. But me, I'm like, this will make me a more well-rounded person. And then when the company lets me come back, and then I'll get stuck there for 80 years. I'll just get stuck. They're like, they said the rotation was going to come in 2 years.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a scab here, guys, but I'm just starting. And then I get shot in the back of the head on a Martian field and dumped outside. That's how it all ends.
How did we end up on Mars?
You said you said something about going to Mars. I don't know. You were like, I think, well, what you were like, if you're a rich, I think you said if you're a rich guy and you're going to Mars, or if, no, okay, wait, it was something about a job interview.
But yeah, before that was like one of the first things once we were on Mars. But I don't know. It's on tape. Huh. So guys, kids, this is how we do now. This is a good experiment. Like I said at the beginning of the show, this was an experiment on how we want to run our show in terms of content. And hey, I mean that worked. Like if we can beat around the bush and then spend 20 minutes joking about Mars, I mean, I'm pretty okay with that. That's what I mean. That's all the freaking big guys do, Rogan or whoever. Like they screw around and then they talk about something random for an hour straight. I'm pretty comfortable with how that went. What do you think, Tim?
I don't know. I'm looking at the Twitch chat. I have no idea what's going on.
Wait, is there people in Twitch chat?
Yeah, no. Like,
holy balls!
There's 3. I'm not really sure. No, I recognize Arcadium, and then
I gotta figure out this. Hey, Arcadium, leave me. Tell me how to do this golden shower thing.
Explain to us. Instruct us in the way of the golden shower, please, sir. And then the rest of you,
I don't have a million troll coin. Crap. Sorry guys.
All right, now Daniel's pulling back. Now you guys have to beg.
Crap, I don't have that much either.
Did you lose it all? How do I do this?
Yeah, 11 chatters. Holy cow. Apparently it went back to old chatters 2 or something. I don't know. It said I rained on. Oh shoot! Crap!
Did you just give out all your money? I don't know. I'm just typing stuff into the thing now.
Oh no! I gave away 10,000 and I have 23,000 left. So all right, that's all right. So there we go. That was. I promised you guys free troll coin. That's in the title of the show. So you're welcome. You're welcome.
Ooh, I have almost as much as you. Good. I'm not giving any of you any.
Yeah, that was mine. Go back. Oh no, actually, I was gonna say sorry. I was gonna say go back and find that stream where Tim and I were betting, because that was a fun time. But unfortunately, that I think Twitch only keeps videos for a little while and then they're gone. So they're gone. It's lost audio or whatever they call it. Hey, we do have a bunch of chatters, though, for real. Frickin' Gerald247 Grind, thanks for joining us. Drop a follow, why not? Frickin' J-Boys, he says, ah, ha, 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 ha.
That was very good,
There is Chody Chad. That might be everyone. Oh, Platypooth. Excuse me, Platypooth. What is this audio? Giant frowny face. When did
you have like, it sounds like almost like it's using a different mic.
Me?
Like it's loud enough and the volume's fine, but it sounds like it's inside of it sounds echoey. It's not a full echo, but
I'll double check. I'll follow up, see how it seems, because I noticed that on last week's recording as well. I don't know if it's the streaming software or what, because YouTube was fun. No, wait. You're also hearing me through YouTube. I don't know. We'll mess with it. Figure something out. But whatever. The audio is the audio.
I think on YouTube it's fine. I was just listening on Twitch.
Okay, good. As long as you can understand what I'm saying.
No, you sound fine on YouTube.
All right. Wait. So YouTube or Twitch? You just said both.
No, you sound fine on YouTube. It was the Twitch where it has that strange echo in it.
Oh, shoot. Well, anyway, it is what it is. Sorry, guys. I mean, Mixmaster D Brown Dan.
Don't ever say sorry. I think they were mocking me.
Most likely.
How dare you,
Dude,
sir?
I don't even know like what where to start with that. Like, what would I change? I don't know. Whatever. All right, so we're gonna wrap up anyway. So sorry, guys. I'll deal with it next week. This is why you got to be here on time. We will continue to give Twitch the edge and start our Twitch stream before the YouTube stream. So drop a follow, seriously, if you want to be there. Thank you, Arcadium, for helping us get some listeners. Welcome to the Golden Shower Fest. And what else? Yeah, I'll just say come back next week. The place to be in the meantime is you, me, and btc.com. We will be experimenting with content for the next few weeks, and we'll continue to evaluate what, who we are, what we want to do. We're going to find ourselves,
Yes,
guys.
no, I'm deeply trying to find myself in the midst of a soda water binge.
There you go. So, goodbye, guys. We love you. I'm going to listen to this Twitch recording and see what the issue sounds like and try to deal with it, because why not? Peace out. Thanks for bearing with us. Love you.
See you again.
Actually, you know what? We're going to stick. I promised, I said we'd probably do this, and we're going to stick with our Twitch perks here. So goodbye, YouTube, and we'll give Twitch another minute or two. Peace out, YouTube. We hate you.